BMW hit-and-run incident, more stunning details are coming to the fore. The cops have now collected enough evidence to establish that the accused, Mihir Shah, had consumed hard liquor. Importantly, the legal age of consuming hard liquor is 25 years in Maharashtra, while Mihir Shah, who is the son of Shinde camp leader Rajesh Shah, is only 23. The revelation comes after the pub owner had earlier claimed that the accused had an energy drink. The cops have recorded statements of waiters, managers, as well as Mihir's friends who accompanied him to the bar. Meanwhile, the cops have also established the sequence of events which eventually led to Mihir's arrest. Allegedly, the accused called up his politician father after crashing the BMW, who told him to leave the city. He was assured that his driver will take the blame. After nearly 40 calls between the father and son duo in a span of merely few hours, Mihir instead went to his girlfriend's place in Mumbai's Goregaon, after which the accused, along with his two sisters, mother and a friend, left for Thane. From Thane, Mihir, along with his friend, came to Virar. However, due to a blunder switching on a phone by his friend, Mihir's location was traced, after which he was arrested. Let me go across to my colleague Shweta, who has, of course, been tracking this for us. Shweta, good morning. The bigger question here in this particular case now only becomes, or rather the spotlight here is with the fact that was he inebriated or not?
Well, that's absolutely correct. In fact, I'm cutting across you to the visuals where he was last seen. This is the Juhu Plush Hotel, Kambar. This was the place where he was seen. And here what we also understand is that in this particular place, his car was also parked. And apart from this, we understand that on Sunday in wee hours, he decided to go for a long drive. And what transpired was indeed a very appalling, very tragic one. And here we are seeing that police did come here, the excise department did come here. They have also taken the CCTV footage. They have spoken to the hotel and the management. Now, when it comes to the staff, the manager, everybody was put to question. Their statements have been recorded. In fact, just yesterday, big action we have seen from here, where the excise department has sealed the place. But as of now, what we also understand is that most importantly, the CCTV footage has been examined, and here also, if Manoj can show you, there are everywhere. This entire place is equipped with CCTV cameras over here, and these can be proved as a crucial evidence before the court. And what Mumbai police is going to take is something very important to note. Apart from this, what we also understand is that after Mihir Shah's arrest, several others, 16 in numbers, what we see are also the major people revolving around the case, where their statement is also recorded. The entire family of Mihir Shah is put to question. His mother, both the sisters, and of course the best friend you were just talking about, Avdeep, who by mistake, in fact, he had switched on his phone for 15 minutes, and that helped Mumbai cops to exactly track the whereabouts of Mihir, where exactly he is. And he was detained from Virar Fata. There was a resort there, and he was, in fact, after Virar Fata, he was hiding in a flat in Virar, and after that he was taken to Mumbai, and he is there at Worli police station. In fact, if we just look at this plush locality, Manoj, if you can see, show the other side as well. In this entire lane, Nivedna, you have a couple of all high-end restaurant, cafes and bar, and here we see that he was known to be a frequent visitor of this place, and Mumbai cops did visit here, the excise department. This will be important to see that he will be taken to a medical test first, and after that he will be produced before the court because he has been arrested. A lookout notice was issued by Mumbai police regarding Mihir Shah, and this will be important to see that how Mumbai police does really substantiate this part, whether he was in an inebriated state or not. Most importantly, the consumption of alcohol, the presence of alcohol in his blood is playing a very vital role in this case, because we have seen the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita section 105 that they have put up first. Initial section 105 that deals with only culpable homicide not amounting to murder. So it will be again very significant to see that what course of action does Mumbai police takes before the courts. Back to you.
Right, Shweta. in fact, as you draw perspective on that, and the spotlight on this, of course, is with the fact that how the cops will look at that particular main focus of whether he was inebriated or not. But let me ask you this. With the fact that we're looking at so many instances coming to light, this is very similar to what we saw in the Pune hit and run. Of course, over there, the accused was a minor. But the manner in which this is panned out, you know, you're talking about influential people, you're talking about how this entire cat and mouse game that has panned out as far as it's concerned. Because more importantly, like what we've been talking about, that Mihir is 23 and we understand the legal age for drinking is 25 in Maharashtra, which really raises bigger questions about the entire system as well somewhere, with the fact that there probably needs to be a stricter sort of rules that come into place as far as how a person needs to leave if they're inebriated. That's something that we've seen in the West as well.
This calls for a profound thinking. I'll tell you point number one, what's common in the recent cases that we have been reporting from the state of Maharashtra. Hit and run cases are on rise, that is accepted. But here we see that these are influential people and majorly politically very well connected people. You talk about Pune case or the case which we are currently reporting. Some or the other factor had played a very vital role that these people are very well politically connected. You talk about Shiv Sena, NCP, BJP, and hence this becomes more easier, I can say, for the culprit to not to get caught easily. Police has to go miles away. They have to make the case more strong, and it takes more time for the police also whether to put the accused under arrest or not. These are some of the political pressures also. Here what we are seeing is that however the Maharashtra government has been claiming that they are taking stringent actions on drink and drive cases. Apart from this, the illegal hotels and bars and the hotels and bars which run late night, but nothing concrete is coming on ground. We have seen the major one, Pune hit and run case. It was barely few days where we are reporting Worli hit and run case. Now we are seeing that they are somewhere politically connected is making the case more complicated, and again this has to reach to the court to decide further course of action. But here we see that these cases have 2-3 points in common. Here, that's again late night, alleged consumption of alcohol. These are all rich and influential people, somewhere politically connected, and of course, it is hit and run cases.
Right, Shweta. In fact, as you draw those interesting perspectives as well, only time is going to tell if you're going to see such instances becoming lesser, because at the end of the day, it's also raising questions about the manner in which this is panned out.